Mouse follows Jack Pepper, a private eye in a world where everyone is a mouse, after Wanda Fuller from the Mouseburg Herald sets him on the case of a missing magician. What bothers me, however, is how overly referential so much of it is. Weapons can feel weak, especially the shotgun. A private detective can't break into a police station and slaughter them en masse and then go about his day.
So IGN just dropped a review of Mouse P.I. for hire. And while I usually respect IGN's take on some video games and all that, I think this reviewer, Will Borger from IGN, I think he completely missed the point of what Fumi Games was trying to do here. He calls the game thematically incoherent and painfully referential, but to me, I think Fumi Games created a love letter to a very specific, chaotic era of animation, and I'm going to be breaking down why the things IGN hated are actually the reasons why you should play Mouse P.I. for hire.
What bothers me, however, is how overly referential so much of it is. The world is full of mice, so everything is about cheese. Everything. A bad guy? He's a cheese-legger.
These cheese-leggers in on the shrew racket.
Run into a lady mouse with a sultry voice? It'll be described as
Gorgonzola picante slapped on a mozzarella platter.
someone need to assure you they're telling the truth?
Swear on my mama's cottage curds.
This is charming initially, then it never stops.
The review claims everything is cheese jokes become a chore, specifically citing lines like cottage curds or gorgonzola. But here's the thing. He's judging a 1930s-style cartoon by 2026 prestige television standards. Apparently he didn't look at the source material, or whatever. He didn't think Fletcher Studios or early Disney. 1930s animation wasn't subtle back then. It was vaudeville on paper. So the consistent references to being a mouse aren't lazy writing. Fumi Games just built a world for a universe that doesn't take itself too seriously, which is cool and all, you know. That's what you'd expect from from any cartoon like Looney Tunes or something. The way I look at it, if you're playing a game where you play as a literal mouse detective, are you looking for like a gritty, grounded HBO drama? No. You're looking for Cuphead with a Tommy gun, and that's what this game is, you know. Cuphead with a Tommy gun.
Look, I hate to be that guy who brings up ludonarrative dissonance in a video game review in the year of our Lord 2026, and if you're rolling your eyes right now, I can't blame you, but it's an actual issue here. Jack Pepper is a PI who kills more people in a single mission than Philip Marlowe has in every book Raymond Chandler ever wrote combined.
So the biggest red flag in IGN's review of Mouse P.I. for hire was the complaint about the ludonarrative dissonance. So Will says that Jack Pepper kills more mice in one level than Philip Marlowe did in an entire career. I mean, he is right about that, but he's just applying the wrong logic. So Mouse P.I. for hire is a boomer shooter. You know, it's a boomer shooter, just like Doom and just like Quake. You know, those were the boomer shooters of the 1990s. So, the DNA of this game isn't just Raymond Chandler, it's Doom. In a boomer shooter, the narrative is a coat rack. It's there to hold up the action. So, complaining that a PI shouldn't be slaughtering cops in a police station is like complaining that John Wick shouldn't be able to fall off a building and keep running. Or that there's too much jumping in Mario. or that there's too much jumping in Super Mario. Or like we're playing in a hyper-noir reality. Like we're not playing like a hyper-realistic drama shooter.
In one particularly nonsensical scenario, Jack inadvertently burns down an opera house to save a guy running for mayor, and he ends up fighting an opera singer and shoots her. Is she dead? Did I just kill an actress for being angry I burned down her workplace? If I didn't, have I left her alive and unconscious inside a burning building?
So when Jack Pepper burns down the opera house and kills the actress, it's a satirical take on the walking catastrophe trope of noir protagonists. In the classic noir, the detective always leaves a trail of wreckage behind them, which was the case for the opera house and the actress boss. the game just turns that volume up to 11. To call it a bad noir is to miss the parody of the whole game. It's a subversion of the genre that asks, what if a gritty detective actually had the firepower of a cartoon god? That's not a narrative flaw. That's the entire premise of the game. Jack Pepper is the gritty detective with the firepower of a cartoon god.
Weapons can feel weak, especially the shotgun. It's got the audio kick of a pop gun, and there's a strange disconnect to seeing something that sounds like a kid's toy blow off some poor mouse's head as you paint the white of the world with black ichor that spews from his neck.
So I'm going to talk about the quote-unquote weak shotgun that Will says lacks audio. So, I think this is just another stylistic choice that IGN missed. So, back in the 1930s, Foley work, sounds were often bright and percussive, and yes, toy-like. Using a hyper-realistic bass-boosted Doom Eternal shotgun would have clashed horribly with the hand-drawn animation and black and white sprites. The pop of a gun reminds you that you're playing inside a celluloid strip. As for the detective work being automated, look at the pacing. Mouse P.I. for Hire is built on momentum, kind of like Doom Eternal. Except it's not Doom Eternal. It's a whole cartoon-style, Looney Tunes based game. You know, if the game forced you to stop and manually deduce every clue like L.A. Noire, that would take away from the boomer shooter aspect of Mouse P.I. for Hire. You know, I'm there to shoot down shrews, corrupt cops, and admire the whole animation. I'm not there to nitpick every clue. You know, the caseboard isn't there to challenge your IQ. It's there to provide context for the next massacre. You know, it keeps the story moving at the speed of a 10-minute animated short. And, you know, by handing you the answers, the game ensures you spend more time in the flow state of combat and less time scratching your head in a menu. You know, it's a design choice that Fumi Games made that prioritizes fun over friction.
This FPS is solid enough if you just want to blast some cartoon mice and not think about it too hard, but once you do, all you'll see are the seams where disparate ideas have been fused together, and no trench coat can hide the stink of that moldy cheese.
At the end of the day, Mouse P.I. for Hire isn't trying to be Call of Duty or Chinatown. It's trying to find its own identity, you know, and that identity is trying to be a frantic, ink-stained fever dream where the tropes of noir are used as a playground, not a rulebook. If you want a deep, you know, philosophical meditation on the human condition, you know, then go read Blackwing's Has My Angel. But if you want to blast some mouse mobsters with Elmer's glue and laugh at cheesy one-liner jokes, don't let IGN's review scare you off. I'll give you my own take on it. I think Mouse P.I. for Hire is definitely a solid 9 out of 10. There are a few minor gripes I have with it, but they're not game breaking or nothing. With all that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about this video as a whole? What do you think about Will Borger's review on Mouse P.I. for Hire? Do you agree with him? Let's discuss it in the comments if anyone's up for it. But I will catch you guys later.